Welcome to The Explainer. Hey, if you're a level 6 marketing manager apprentice, you know how daunting K2, brand development and safeguarding, can feel. Well, in this explainer, we're going to follow an apprentice's journey from feeling totally confused to completely confident, giving you a clear roadmap to master this key area.
Let me introduce you to Jody. She's a marketing manager apprentice at IBIS Stores, and I'm willing to bet she's feeling a lot like you might be right now. As she puts it, K2 feels huge. It looks like this massive, unclimbable mountain, and she has no idea where to even start. But here's the good news. There is a path.
So we're going to follow her on this 5-step quest. First, we'll meet her team. Then, we'll help her decode the map of what K2 actually is. After that, it's all about training for the journey, gathering the evidence, the treasure she needs, and finally, preparing to conquer the endpoint assessment. Basically, this is your roadmap to absolutely nailing it.
First things first. The great thing is, Jody isn't climbing this mountain by herself. She's got this awesome support team right there with her at IBIS Stores, her line manager Riedel, her really experienced mentor Adam, and her development coach Olivia. You know, this team is absolutely essential for guiding her through this whole thing.
All right, so Jody's first stop is a chat with her mentor, Adam. And his whole job right now is to help her decode the map, right? To take this giant, scary topic of K2 and just break it down into something she can actually get her head around at a strategic level. So this is how Adam puts it. He explains that K2 isn't about designing logos or writing some snappy ad copy anymore. At this level, it's about the big picture, the high-level strategic understanding that the brand is one of the company's most precious assets. It's about how you shape it, how you grow it, and how you protect it. And this slide, wow, it just perfectly shows the huge leap Jody and you need to make. Before, at levels 4 or 5, it was all about tactical execution, just doing the tasks. But now at level 6, it's all about strategic oversight. You're moving from just following the brand guidelines to safeguarding brand equity, which is the total value of your brand built on what customers think and feel about you. It's a massive shift in how you think.
Okay, so now that she kinda gets the destination, it's time for step 3, training for the journey. Next up, she sits down with her coach, Olivia, to turn all that theory into a real practical development plan. This is where the magic happens, where she starts building the skills to become a leader.
And Olivia lays out this super clear 4-step path for her, and it makes so much sense when you see it. First, you start with your foundation, what you already know. Then, you learn to analyze the brand using cold, hard data. Third, you start applying that theory to solve real problems at IBIS Stores. And finally, you get to governance, and that's the big one. Understanding all the high-level stuff like compliance, reputation, and protecting the brand from risk.
Now, to get up that path, Olivia shows Jody the essential toolkit she's going to need. And these aren't just buzzwords. They're the actual industry-standard frameworks you use to make smart strategic decisions, like a brand positioning model. That's just a way of figuring out exactly where you fit in a crowded market. A value proposition framework. That helps you nail down why a customer should choose you over anyone else. Mastering these tools is what really separates the doers from the strategic leaders. All right, Jody's got a plan, she's ready to go. Now for step 4, gathering the treasure. This is where her manager, Riedel, steps in to talk about the really critical part. This treasure is the top quality evidence she needs to collect for her portfolio to prove she knows her stuff. And Riedel makes one thing crystal clear. The evidence she submits to APTM, that's the assessment platform, it can't just be a simple task she completed. It has to show her strategic brain at work. We're talking about the actual brand strategy documents she's helping to create, the market reports she writes, or the presentation she's giving to the senior bosses at IBIS. And this is maybe the most important part, so listen up. The document itself is only half the battle. The other half is her reflective commentary. Jody has to explain the why behind every single thing she did. Why that brand decision? What was the real strategic and commercial impact? How did it change what customers thought? And what did you learn from it? That is what the assessors are dying to see. Okay, so her portfolio is starting to look amazing. Now the whole team gets together to prep Jody for the final challenge, the endpoint assessment. The EPA, the final boss battle of the apprenticeship. Specifically, they're focusing on the professional discussion, which is where she's got to talk and assess her through her expertise, live. And to kind of take the fear out of the whole thing, they practice with a super common EPA question. Adam puts on his assessor hat and asks her, how do you safeguard brand integrity and reputation within your organization?
And the goal here isn't to recite a textbook. It's to connect all that knowledge to what she's actually been doing at IBIS stores.
And Adam shows her exactly what a top-tier, distinction-level answer sounds like. Just listen to how confident and specific that is. It kicks off with the strategy, reviewing brand perception. It gives a rock-solid real-world example, that pricing review project. And then it nails the landing by clearly stating the business impact, strengthening value, and aligning with company goals.
Perfect. And here it is broken down. This is the magic formula, really. It's just 3 simple parts. First, you state your strategy. That's the what and why of your thinking. Second, you give a concrete example, the how of what you actually did. And third, you explain the impact, the all-important so what for the business. Strategy, example, impact. It's a simple but incredibly powerful structure for any EPA question you get.
And boom, just like that, Jody's quest is complete. By following this path, getting the theory, building the skills, finding the right evidence, and practicing how to talk about it, she's turned this huge, scary topic into a clear path to success. She's not that overwhelmed apprentice anymore. She's a confident, strategic, future marketing manager.
So, look, Jody's journey is your blueprint. She's got her plan, and now you have it too. So the final question isn't for Jody, it's for you. You've seen the map. What's your first step?